Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures. And today, Star Wars Day. Okay, so here is the Cassian Andor and K2SO kit. Here is the plastic sprue. Very simple. We got some clippers, we got a knife, and we have some glue, extra thin cement. I did take a minute break just to double check because I have glued some plastics together and they've been very weird. And it's been a long time since I've built a Star Wars Legion miniature, so I thought better be safe than sorry. I just took a bit of sprue off, chopped a bit of the frame off, and glued it together just to double check, and all is fantastic. So let us build. Okay, we're going to build Cassian with the sniper rifle right there, and we're going to build K2SO with Jin's blaster right there. Here are the instructions. K2SO, torso, very simple, back and front, head, blaster, and he's got a frag grenade option, which I will probably do rather than the empty hand. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I'd rather have it than not have it, I guess, is the general rule of that one. So let's just get stuck straight into it. So off you go. Body. Get his torso. Do this as quick as possible. We might have to fast forward some bits. I certainly don't want to be dragging things on any longer than they need to be. And oh, hello. Got a little pin there to make sure we don't chop that off by accident. And where is his bonce? Right there. So it also has a little pin. I have to double check. Okay. Sometimes you get these kits and sometimes you get these kits and you have to put the head in before you close the torso. When it's got these kind of things, sometimes you have to put it in sooner rather than later. And then it's just slightly frustrating as you have to sort of cut things away and whatnot. I think we'll be okay. Just double checking. No doubt we'll have some seam lines to clear up. It looks like it's a pretty clean kit from the looks of things. Now you can use a mold line remover. I do have one somewhere. Games Workshop sell one with a handle. This was actually from Games Workshop. I'm assuming this is just the bit attached to a handle. I rarely use it, but it is a thing. So I just scrape the plastic with the side of the blade. Been doing that for about 30 years now, so I'm just stuck in my ways. Right, let us get this bad boy stuck together. Just do this, I believe. Well, I like to be doubly sure, so what we are going to do is we're going to flood that just to be on the safe side. Put them together like so. Add a bit of pressure. We may need to do a smidgen more of glue. Yeah, I think we're just going to... I think the fit on these kits are snug. Probably removing a bit of the tabs. Let that glue get drawn in there by... I almost said osmosis. Almost said osmosis. Thankfully, I didn't. There is a word, and I've right now my brain, too early in the morning, it's completely forgotten it. I'm going to wait for that glue just to do its business. Have a look at the arms. So the blaster arm. Seam lines don't look to be horrific on this kit, unless... Right, seam lines look to be pretty good, actually, so I'm happy about that. And there's the grenade hand right here. Yes, I've seen... I can't remember who's... Otherwise, I'd give them a shout out. I can't for the life of me remember the name of the person who's... I saw a specific paint job, and I thought that is really nice. They've done a cracking job on that. And I can't remember for the life of me who it is now, so... I'm going to tidy up this tiny bit. Otherwise... I could at least bring the image up on their Instagram page. I must have been there where I saw it. So a bit of cleanup potentially on these, where these seam lines are, if you wish. I usually like to do that. Scrape some plastic in there. Just like so. Not really needed. It's just a bit of a habit of mine. Unless seam lines are supposed to be there, I'm a bit... Try not to get too fixated on them. He's got his little antenna on the back. Right. Get these arms in place. Just make sure they're going to fit nicely. I believe they are. So let's just slap a bit of glue in there. So this is a bit of a test video. Just for the size of these files that these generate, I don't know exactly how many build videos we're going to be able to do. Hopefully it will be a bunch of them, but for the more intricate kits, just apply a bit of pressure, by the way, just on this little arm right there. On the more intricate kits, which take longer, I'm going to have to do multiple recordings because I'm recording in 4K at the moment. And there's... Turns out I'm actually running out of space on my phone, which I wasn't expecting. It's a S21 Ultra and 220 something gigabytes of space on that thing. And it's just rapidly disappeared, unsurprisingly. Glue this arm in. Oh, that's a bit too up. I think that's a bit better, like so. Make sure it's all nicely fit together like that. And then we can attach his head. There was a tiny bit of sprue attached there, in which we have removed, so it should be able to go in relatively smoothly. I guess we're just about to find out if that is truly the case or not. And just that a hair. Yes, it is. Oh, hello. What the devil is going on with your head? Look at the box work. That's... Nope. Nope. Hold on. There we go. Where are we? That can't be right. That cannot be right. Is that right? Is his head on a stick? Anyway, it is now. It is looking kind of right, so all that matters. Had to double check we're still on camera. And then we attach him to his base right here. I'm going to use a decent amount of glue because he's quite spindly. I don't really know what we're going to do basing wise. Like, if I do these for Hoth defenders, echo base defenders, we're going to go with the snowy base. Or is he going to go a bit more jungly? Who knows? I certainly don't know. So that is that kit. I'll get probably a picture of them and post them on screen as I'm gibbering away. So Cassian, let's have a double check of his instructions. So he has got 2 gun options. Well, technically 2 gun options. There's a different configuration of the AO6. Sorry, the what is it? Sorry, the A280 turns into from a sniper into a pistol and vice versa. So depending on which version, you have a different arm to go with it. We're doing AO4, so that requires that arm there. That makes any sense. So that's those 2 arms are done, and we got head goes in, and then there's the front, main torso, and the backpack. Hopefully we can do this without having any major disasters. Okie dokie. So, main torso. So I had to... This kit is going together nice and quickly, although I am dawdling a bit, but I'm also trying to do stuff behind the scenes, trying to get photos and things while I'm going. So most people are probably not going to be doing that. So build time of this kit should be pretty swift, in fact. Get the backpack as well, which is right here. As I said before, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of seam lines or anything like that. Kit is nice and clean from what I can tell. We do obviously there's a tiny bit of cleanup to do, but use a good pair of clippers. You can remove these things quite nicely and not have too much to tidy up. And the plastic is, I'd say, just soft enough to clean up really quite quickly. Which is definitely a bonus. And I don't need to worry about the feet. They're going to get glued. Seam line down the trousers anyway, so don't need to worry about that. I think there was a bit right here to do. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's get this bad boy stuck together. I'm going to put dollop of glue in this. I don't know if I don't know if I should cut these central, like joining sort of pegs down. I know on some kits when it came to GW, I was always chopping them down because otherwise the fit was incredibly tight, leaving quite unsightly gaps everywhere, which I was not entirely keen on. However, things are okay on this one. Almost got confused there for a second. Apply some pressure there. Going to add a tiny bit more glue just on these bits up top. Apply some pressure there as well. The wicking effect, or there's another word where the liquid gets drawn into the gap. Life of me, my brain is just going completely frazzled. I know the clever people in the comments below will be able to tell me though. So that is always a good thing. Right. I'm going to just run a bit of glue. Ooh, not on the fluffy furry collar. Right. So that is that. I've got the backpack to do as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do this, plonk that like so. Lovely jubbly. Wait. Hold on. Upside down. I knew things were going too smoothly. I was looking at the profile on the back and I was thinking, that doesn't look quite right. It looks like it's upside down. It looks like this roll should be towards his posterior, his backside. And lo and behold, I was right. It was indeed glued together upside down. So that I'm hoping that was my one build mistake for today. And there shall be no more. I suppose only time will tell. I'm going to cross my fingers though. So we do need the AO5, sort of the arm bit without the hand, and we need the sniper rifle. I'm going to see if I can take a very quick photo of these bits lined up though. So we need the sniper rifle and this bit of arm. In fact, I'm going to take his head off as well at the same time. Star Wars Rogue was one of my definitely my favorite film of the sort of recent ones. Out of all of the recent ones, in fact. I could not really get on with the other ones. And yeah, Rogue, I thought was great. Really enjoyed it. And in fact, I'm going to probably have to watch it again. Even if the ending was sad. Spoilers. Can't always have a happy ending. Or I suppose it was a happy ending in some regards. Who knows? Personal opinions and all of that jazz. Right, as I said, I'm going to take a very quick photo. If I can. You might be wondering why I'm taking a photo. It's a very good question. I have started doing a blog over at gloriousminiatures.com. So do go and check it out. There's a newsletter to sign up to. Do give that a tickle, because being on that newsletter is the only way currently to get your name put into any giveaways that I do. I don't do giveaways all the time. I gave away my ticket to Warhammer Fest last month. Well, basically last week. And that was only open to people who are already on my newsletter. I don't send spam. You get a once a month like email roundup of all my blog posts that I've done through the month. My top 3 YouTube videos currently, and all that kind of stuff. This is going off. So yeah, I'm not planning on spamming anyone with it. I do want to double check stuff, but if there's anything weird, like any massive news, like I don't know, I get sponsored by someone, or drastic things to the website, then I will send out an email. But that I've yet to have needed to have done that. So do go and check it out. The store is currently just loaded up with currently a few items that I use a lot, and they are affiliate links. But once I move house, then I will be adding all of the stuff that I sell for 3D printing. I do sell statues and large resin kits. So if that is your jam, if you want to put some sort of 1/10, 1/12 scale sort of kits together, then do go and check it out. We will be getting... I'm hoping we're going to be going live with that sooner rather than later, because it is not great at the moment. I'm in this very temporary house. Very lovely house. But it is temporary. So just going to do that. We are going to add a smidgen more glue. So it is held across his torso and sort of pointing up in the sky like that. Before we lock everything into place with more auxiliary glue, we're just going to make sure everything fits together vaguely. So I'm not used to building kits on camera. It's trying to remember to have everything vaguely together like that. And sort of below the camera is normally just painting on camera. And even then, I sort of end up drifting way off where I need to be. So that is that. That looks like it's pretty snazzy. I'm going to put a bit more glue along the sort of joints. The only thing to remember with this glue is that it melts plastic. That's how it does its thing, rather than super glue. This melts the plastic, and you press too hard onto the melting plastic, or where the glue is, you will melt your fingerprints into it. So you won't melt your skin, obviously, but you will leave that fingerprint texture behind. So just be wary. I can't remember when I first found that out. Must have been very young. But even like sort of 20, 30 years on, I still make that mistake from time to time. I don't fully pay attention sometimes. It all goes kind of winging it. Okie dokie. And there's enough glue around his hand. There is his head. Now, I'm just pondering painting that separately. I'd like to do a decent rendition of him. So maybe I'll paint this separately. I think I will paint it separately because, frankly, I want to. I'll just like drop it in place for now, just for the photos and stuff. But that is basically about it for this kit. Just going to attach him to his base. Almost spilled that glue. We're going to attach him to his base like so. Apply some downward pressure. So yeah, I think I do believe that I'm going to paint his head separately. I might just blue tack it in for the photo, as I said. But that is it. That kit has gone together remarkably quickly. As you can see. I'm really looking forward to painting these two. Then this K2SO is sort of nice and open. He's not, unlike this miniature, doesn't have something across his chest, so it should be quite fun to put in some battle damage and stuff like that. And Cassian, I'm just looking forward to painting anyway. Got a bunch of different textures going on. He's got his armor, he's got his fluffy coat, he's got his jacket. Fluffy coat, but I mean the fluffy collar. Some skin to paint. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to painting these up. I will do a separate video for them. I don't know if I imagine I will do a separate video for Cassian and a separate video for K2SO, unless I somehow make them ridiculously short. I don't quite see how I can do that, because I always end up waffling along. So yeah, that is with his head loosely placed in there. Lovely stuff. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this one. Thank you very much for watching along, folks. Happy Star Wars Day and all that jazz. If you've liked what you've seen, I'm going to try and start doing a few more unboxings again and building videos where possible, as long as my camera is behaving itself. So if you would like to see more of those, thumbs up. Make sure you've smashed that subscribe button, hit the bell for notification, done all of the YouTube stuff, which helps the cursed algorithm. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.